I would have put in questions too.
There we go. Okay. So we're doing all of the asks again. Another all the asks video this month for. Oh, we're still in February. This month for February, and I've got with me, if everybody wants to say or introduce themselves. Okay, maybe not. I have with me Murphy from Well Hey Productions.
Hey, how's it going?
I have the Evil Black Bunny.
Why was I born?
I have Creepy Rainbow Pasta.
Hello.
I have one of my friends, Marbear.
Hello.
And I have Creeps McPasta, because I hope he's going to hop in at some point.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello, all the way from
This
Britain.
is Anthony Sullivan selling you the Mr. Sticky Body. No.
God!
Oh my god.
Okay, well.
Moving right along.
Okay, first question. We're not going to do that one because that's asking for our physical address. The next question. Hades.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3. Go fuck yourself, Lane.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Golden asks, what is the creepiest thing that's ever happened to you? And I honestly don't have very many creepy stories, so do you guys have anything, like, actual creepy experiences that have happened to you guys, or?
I've seen my mom's ghost.
Whoa.
I'm trying to think of one that I could actually truncate down into a sentence or two.
Like, because I've never actually had a paranormal experience, and that's like a...
You haven't?
No,
Oh, wow.
I haven't.
Oh.
I know I've got something.
I know I dated a witch, and I never did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, I can...
Murphy.
It didn't directly happen to me, but I was there present for it, so I can say that it happened. The year my mom's mom died, my grandfather and everyone, we were all over at my folks' place for Christmas, and we were pretty much just waiting for the phone call. And all of a sudden, everyone just gets quiet. My mom goes over to the phone, and she puts her hand on it, and she just waits. And then the phone rings, and she picks it up. So she knew exactly when the phone call was coming, because she had her hand on the receiver. And she picked it up, and it was the hospital saying that her mother passed. So that's probably the shortest one that I mean, all the other ones that I've had happen to me go into hours and hours and hours, and I don't want to waste anyone's time.
I've got a story.
Yeah?
There's something in my house. My mom has seen it, my dad has seen it. They have no idea what it is. It looks, from the best way I can describe it, like a black tadpole that's fuzzy and kind of see-through, and it tends to float around the kitchen and the master bedroom, which is where I currently am. And one time it tried to choke me because I was stupid and tried to contact it. So lesson learned. Don't talk to them. They don't like it.
Actually, I have a story going off of that one. When I was in... When I was, I guess when I was like about 15, me and one of my friends kind of were just messing around with like a Ouija board at my house.
Oh, why?
That's the best
I know,
thing
it was
to do.
we were 15 and we were young. Don't judge me. Anyway, so we were messing around with it, and I guess we didn't close the portal correctly, because I don't think, there's something in my parents' house, at least there was when I was there, but after that night, I actually started waking up in the mornings, with handprint-shaped bruises on random parts of my body, and I remember waking up one night, and I had a full-length mirror at the end of my bed. I woke up one night, and I saw a huge shadow, shaped, very humanoid-esque, leaning over my bed, and when I looked to my side, there was nothing there. And the next morning, I woke up with a huge handprint, like, it looked like the size of probably a grown man's hand wrapped around my upper arm.
Oof.
Yeah.
Dun.
Jesus. Okay.
Yay!
I didn't know if it was a dream, if it was real. Half of me told me it was real. Right after my mom passed, not too long after that, we got a puppy, and he was a Siberian husky puppy. And
we had to block off the stairs so he wouldn't go up and down the stairs. Since he was new, he was about 8 weeks old. We kept him downstairs, and I slept downstairs with him so he can get used to the household and a person next to him. And the night that we got him, the very first night, he started barking. I'm like, well, why are you barking? You know, like, it was just me and him. I got up off the couch to see what he was looking at, and I saw a full silhouette of my mother. And she looked like she had a long gown on, because when I was younger, she slept in a nightgown. And her eyes were all, like, kind of like, they weren't blacked out, but there was nothing in the middle, so it's kind of like a little, it was hazy. And she just smiled at me. Mind you, my father found her in the bathroom downstairs. And, that's where she turned around and kind of dissolved, through the door of that bathroom. And that was all I saw. And I was just kind of like, that's freaky. And so the dog was freaking out, so I tried to calm him down, and when I did, he whipped around and bit me in the hand. And I felt pain. It hurt. So that's where I'm dreaming or not, but it's scarred over, so I have like a kind of a small cut mark on my hand where he bit me. So it's kind of like, it was, I don't know, it was really odd. I mean, kind of like, I laid back down, but I didn't really go to sleep. I just kind of laid there like, what did I just... It was interesting.
Puppy teeth are painful.
Wow. Okay.
But I haven't since.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next question, so, yeah. That's spooky. Okay, the next one was, hey, MCP and group. Are there any comics, DC, Marvel, Image, or Dark Horse that you just can't stand due to the character development, story, or art? In my case, I can actually say that the new World's Finest that has Power Girl and the Huntress in it, I was following that one religiously for about 6 issues before everything finally got to me way too much. I actually had to stop because Power Girl was so horribly, horribly written.
That's how I was for the Red Hood and the Outlaws. I think I made it through 4 or 5 issues of the Red Hood and the Outlaws, and then I just couldn't do it anymore because I can't stand Starfire.
Really?
She drives me nuts.
What about you guys? Any of the rest of you actually read anything?
I haven't really read anything recently. I don't like what happens to Spider-Man at the end, but that's
I
about
don't
it.
exist during daylight hours.
Oh.
So, that answers that.
Well, I've got one. The next one actually comes from Well Hey Productions.
Oh, Jesus.
Shit.
It says, I
Yeah.
have decided that instead of bombarding you with dozens of questions, that I will simply compact my curiosity into a trifecta of queries. Part 1. Do you think that creepypasta is just a fad, or will it serve a more permanent role with the internet generation?
No, when I wrote this question, I actually had a predestined answer in my head because whenever I ask a question, I always answer it myself, and I like to compare the answers. So I'm going to sit out for this whole one and let you go with it, unless you want my feedback.
Oh no! How about this? How about, since you have a pre-made answer, we'll go ahead and we'll come up with what we have, and then see what you were thinking from the beginning.
All right.
Okay. Well, in my personal opinion, I do think that it is going to be an internet fad, but it's probably going to end up being something along the lines of what a lot of the old internet fads or a lot of the old internet, like popular internet kinds of videos happen to be. In which case, if it lasts long enough, it can it can kind of become ingrained in a specific generation. So it's like you guys remember like the hamster dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. That was something that was around for a short while, but if we hear the hamster dance again, everybody gets into the hamster dance.
I think I still have like a techno version of that somewhere.
Yeah. See that's what I feel like it kind of is. What do you guys think? Anybody?
I think that it's like it's doing well. Everything's doing well. There are a lot of readers that keep popping up. But sticking with it is different from just starting. So, but where you're at, I think it'll just, like, if you just continue the way that you're going, everything's gonna be fine. Like, I mean, everybody likes your stuff, and you're a way higher level than a lot of people.
Oh.
So I think it'll maintain its likeness, and it'll stay, if not get better.
Well, thank you for that. But I mean, I think that like this was supposed to be about creepypasta as a genre, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much just is creepypasta itself.
Oh, well, then that in general. Yeah, I still think it'll be pretty good. Because I mean, it's just like
creepypasta's gonna fade out for a long time.
Yeah, I think
I think creepypasta is probably going to last for a while, just because, like, especially with the rotation of the years and stuff, everybody loves being scared and everybody loves that kind of stuff. It's like why horror stories never get old to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, this is like a new way of doing it, I guess. So I think it'll stick around for a bit.
See, that was my whole thing with I mean, you hit the nail on the head that horror stories have been around since God knows how long. We've always wanted to scare each other. We've thrive on it. It make when you get scared and you feel your blood starts pumping and your heart beats faster, you feel more alive, and it's like with any other thrill ride. I mean, some folks go bungee jumping, some folks go on roller coasters hours and hours and hours over and over and over again. Some of us love to just read good scary literature, and that's, I mean, with the internet being the way it is, it's a great way that we can actually read all these multitude of stories that we just have readily at our fingertips. Will the actual creepypasta have staying power? It all depends on if the quality of creepypasta continues to stay fairly good to even better. I've read that's probably the one most frustrating thing about trying to find a new story to do is there's a whole lot that are just, oh my God, learn how to speak English or something. They're just horrible. It's like I know the Day of All the Blood is a joke pasta, but there have been some where we all know it, the blob of text, where it's just one paragraph, but it's like 5 pages of one paragraph.
I've actually never had the pleasure of seeing that one.
Oh, thank your lucky stars then.
Screw luck, I want brain damage.
There are really good pastas out there, and there are a lot of really, really bad pastas, and that's probably the most frustrating thing for me as a narrator, to sift through all of those bad ones just to get to that one good one. So if we can continue, everyone can keep on getting better at their writing, I think it has potential for staying power.
Well, that's well said then. No, I completely I get where you're coming from there, but I don't know. I think just because I've seen different internet things come and go when it comes down to popularity. I don't know if it's just. I mean, I want creepypastas to last forever because I like doing what I'm doing.
I think we all do.
Yeah, but I kind of get the feeling that it's one of those things that right now it's going to be something that's big, but there's going to be something else that kind of moves, maybe something else that even kind of comes along in the horror genre when it deals with stuff online, that kind of moves everyone. Like personally, like I think like the Slender blogs, or the Slender vlogs that have been going on YouTube, were kind of a really big thing for a while, and then now they've kind of moved a little bit into kind of being a sub thing, and but I kind of get the feeling that maybe that's going to happen here with creepypastas, but who knows? I don't know. They might. The next thing that Apple comes out with that allows you to inject fear directly into your veins, as opposed to having to read it.
For $400, and it will still direct you into a lake when you want to turn right.
Jesus, that's about right.
Let's see. Part 2 to your question. You've personally seen my face many times behind the veil, but let's see. You've seen me when I've seen me perform in public. You're always curious as to why I wear a mask.
And I kind of know the answer to this. So.
Well, okay. There's mainly 2 reasons why I wear the mask. Actually, one is because a lot of people have said the fact that they can't see who's talking. And actually makes it scarier that they can't be able to tell who's telling the story, that there's no face to be able to attribute to the voice.
Okay.
And that's one reason why I don't show off my face, is because I want to try to make it as scary as possible. And the other reason is because I really like the idea of having a secret identity.
And okay. Well, I was well, with all the superhero stuff, that just makes absolutely perfect sense. I was gonna more of a privacy issue. I mean, but that kind of goes hand in hand with the whole secret identity. So okay.
Oh yeah, that's mainly it. That's the whole thing, and that's why I assume that. Well, I know Creepy Rainbow Pasta over there doesn't show off her face because, or at least I don't think you have. Have you?
No, not publicly, unless someone finds my actual Facebook. But since I started, no one knows what I look like, and I've done things to where I've changed pages and stuff of mine to where nobody can find me, or if they can, then it's just like shoulders down. They can't see my face, or at least to a point where they don't see much. But I do see where when I first heard yours, when I heard your pastas versus actually seeing your face, it was two totally different things. I was there was a lot of fear listening to your stuff, which is what you're going for. But trying to match your voice with a body in my head or a face in my head was completely different from actually meeting you. So I was like, oh, this is different.
I know, you never expected me to be a gelatinous 400-pound black guy, right?
Shut up. Shut it down. Zip it.
I need more collard greens, mammy.
Oh God, where do I find you people?
I know, everybody knows that I'm secretly a bodybuilder back here.
So sexy.
And Creeps, if you would ever hop in, I would love for him to explain why he doesn't show off his face, but okay.
Because he's a
I always thought it was
Pikachu.
because he was shy.
Because he's a Pikachu. It might be actually because he's shy.
No,
I
I'm
the
not
feel
attractive.
being
Stop saying I'm attractive.
It might be because he's British.
Something like that.
I like the being mysterious thing though. People don't know what you look like.
Yeah, because mystery is sexy.
And
And his
that
Tumblr is nothing but pugs.
there's some times where on my Facebook, when I made my photography page, and I actually because I had tons and tons of pictures on my Facebook and moved them onto the photography because I had another folder for that. A lot of people, even on DeviantArt, were just like, oh, your face, your face this, your face that, just looks and everything, and just criticisms, but they weren't bad, but it's just they're constantly talking about my features, and I'm just with this, they can't talk about my features. They can't, because they don't know what it looks like, so they just base everything off my voice and my OC, so it's they can't talk about the way I look, they can't, say, yay or nay on how I look, so it just makes me feel better, because then...
That actually does bring up a really good point. You guys have, I'm sure that everyone here has probably seen some of Scarecrow's vlogs, right? Scarecrow 1719, because she's amazing at telling stories. But I noticed that a lot of people comment on how gorgeous she is whenever she's telling stories. So that actually brings up a really good point. It allows people to focus more on their voice.
Yeah, and that's what I feel better about. Is people are supposed to be going listening to your stories because they want to listen to you, not see your face all the time. We can always tell stories, we can record ourselves face and everything telling the stories, and I bet you get a whole different perspective from the people versus just hearing your voice and hearing them, listening to the music in the background, really actually hearing the words versus staring at your face while you're speaking. It would be two different things for the same story.
I like that. It's nice. And finally, part Q. What? Part Q. What one story would you request someone else to read? I see what you're doing, Murphy.
No. This is not. I'm just saying, hey, Murph, can you do this for me? No. This goes back to the video that I just released this past Friday, the patron saint of the good-looking corpse. Creeps actually handed that to me. Said I could never pull this off with my voice. Why don't you give a shot? Because I have a feeling that you got that swagger in your voice that you'd be able to pull it off. So I did it, and he said I hit the nail on the head. But I mean, I'm gonna be my own biggest critic, so I'm not gonna say whether I did an awesome job or anything like that. So that was my whole basis for this question. You know, if there's probably pastas out there that I know that I wouldn't be able to pull off correctly.
Yeah. No, there's ones that I can.
Swag.
See, like, without me going through the. See, there are actually ones that I could say that I would want to hand off to you, Murphy. I mean, there's ones that I have tried to that I've just done before that I'm aware that, you know, it's not the best fit for me to be able to do.
Yeah.
But I just did them anyway because I needed to get a story out.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's definitely ones that I could see that would work better for your voice over mine. Like, I mean, hell, do you remember I did the very first 2-part one I'd done, which was Tall, Thin, and Faceless, which was a Slenderman story?
Yeah, it was about oh god. There's a guy who kind of started losing his mind, and he actually bought a suit and everything like that. Was that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. He that one I could be able to see. You know, that was one that somebody with a deeper voice should have been able to do. Somebody like you or Creepypasta Jr. or somebody who could play someone who's older. Like, honestly, like, I sound like I'm 16.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That okay.
I mean, somebody with a deeper. I'm saying somebody with a deeper voice in general. I'm somebody who sounds like I'm 16 playing somebody who's supposed to have, you know, a wife and a kid, and it doesn't play out so well. I mean, I could get the emotion across, but I can't quite fit the role of that as well as like you or even Junior could be able to play that role better than I could.
See, the thing about the way that honestly, I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone all this, and this is going to be just a shameless plug for you. Honestly, every story that you've ever read works because of the rhythm. I think it's the way you deliver it. Now, it's kind of like the Sean Connery syndrome. He doesn't change his voice for any damn role that he could be a Spaniard on what's that movie? Highlander. He's a Russian submarine captain, but he's still Scottish. He's frickin' Sean Connery, and it's just the way he presents it where it's believable.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same thing with you. I mean, doesn't matter what the story is, you know, who it's supposed to be narrated by, or, you know, the person that's actually typing out this story or anything like this. It's just the way you deliver it that it doesn't matter if it's an old man, if it's a young woman, or if it comes from the point of view of a dog. It works. You pull it off. You do it.
I can I definitely agree with that. Like, that's what drew me into your stuff, was that the way you deliver your stories, and because anybody can read them, but the way that you present them creates an image. Like, the whole story, like, is pictured in my head. I can sit there and close my eyes and listen to the story and actually play like a movie in my head, and that's pretty much every story that I've heard. I'd play a different scenario, and it's the way that you put your voice out there, the way that you read it, that portrays that picture. And that's one thing that I do, like, when I'm looking for my pasta to read. I read it in my mind first, and I play it in different voices. So, like, okay, would this sound good in a female voice? Would this sound good in a childish voice? Because, I mean, if I really wanted to, I can do, like, a really low kind of an alto female voice, or I can do a high-pitched kind of girly voice, or, you know, pitch it higher when I'm editing it. But, and there's some stories that I can read in, like, a lower, like a man voice, so I'm kind of like, okay, well, that really wouldn't sound that well coming from a woman, so I would move on. But it's just, like, it's a lot in the delivery that you do that makes can really put out that picture, and that's what really makes a huge story, is that movie that you can play in your head. And that's what brings the fear out there, because you can have, like, if something's popping out in the story, it pops out in my head and scares the shit out of me.
Well, I mean, like, when it comes down to that, it's really portraying emotion, and you guys do the same thing in your recordings too. Same thing if Creeps ever hop in here, he does the same things in his recording. I mean, when you're playing the character, when you get really into playing a character, and you're able to pull across the emotion, show it off as that character, and portray it over to the audience, then, it doesn't matter. I guess at that point, yeah, it really doesn't matter what voice you're speaking in or how you're saying it. You're able to get that feeling across, and I know that I've seen it, and I've seen it from both of you and Creeps also. That you're able to really pull that over, and you too, because I remember specifically one from you, Bunny, where you were playing. I don't remember the name of the story, but it was a repeating scenario over and over and over again, and you had to play a wife. Loop. Yes. So I know that each one of you has been able to, you've all had narrations where you've really kind of able to draw the audience into the story and not let them out of it. So.
Especially with mine, it's just an endless cycle of
It's narration talent, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all have an endless talent. Thanks.
It's all about performance.
Yes.
Do it for the art.
And you have to have fun doing it too. 'Cause, I mean, like, I didn't start reading just to be like, oh, I want to see what my voice sounds like over the mic. It's like, actually, I have a lot of fun doing it.
I did it for the chicks and the money.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
You would.
I haven't monetized any of my videos yet.
It's all about the honeys, man. That's why we do this.
It's all about the Benjamins.
I don't really remember why I started doing it. I just went, what the hell?
It's for
Video!
You do it for fun, right?
Yeah, well then you found me and went, don't give up, and I'm like, okay. That was pretty much it.
Because nobody should give up. That's why. All of this is about growing stronger. Life is an RPG game, man. You gotta level up.
Yeah, but you only get one life.
I know, so don't die.
Hey, whenever
I'll try not to.
I just save, and I save often, so if I die, I can just go right back 5 minutes where I was. Oh, I gotta fight that orc again? Okay, well, this will be fun.
See. Okay, next question is from Mr. Jewbear, because we are like taking forever to go through these questions. I was wondering, and I feel free to say no, if you could help me out with promoting 2 stories. Give them a bit of feedback. Well, doesn't really fit well for this this video, but anybody that wants to send me stories at any point can always email me, mrcreepypasta@gmail.com, for any kinds of requests that you want to get out. Do you guys have any way of getting in requests also? Do you know? Do you have any like specific contact for requests, or do you just take them in on YouTube or junk?
I just kind of wait for people to yell things at me. They don't ask, they just go, do this! Okay.
If there's any request for me, then they can just kind of at least like send me a little note or something on my fan page. I don't have a specific pasta email yet. Probably should make one. That might be a good idea.
What about you, Murphy?
But I haven't really gotten any notice or anything like that. So if they need one, then my fan page is probably a good place to reach me.
I have only gotten 2 requests. One I just fulfilled. The other one, I got a comment on one of my videos saying, hey, you would be really good at doing some Lovecraft stuff, which I've actually run it by the marketing department, and they're running the numbers on it.
Okay.
But I don't have a specific. I've just looked at comments or anything like that. But I'm always up for requests. People think that they say, "Hey, do this one, do that one." Sure. It is wellheyprod@gmail.com, and that's that.
Oh, there's also my Yahoo. Freaking A. YouTube. YouTube inbox. That's also. Mm-hmm. I forgot about that.
Yes. Well, of course, everybody that has a YouTube channel can do that one. What about you, Marbear? How can I send you requests? No, she's not at her computer anymore, is she?
I think we lost her. No!
Marbear, come on!
No, I'll still be here. Sorry, I was like across the room listening to you guys be all existential and narratory.
How can I send you requests, Marbear?
That's a really good question, because I haven't set up any sort of channel or anything. Find my Tumblr, Kiss Me Deadly 24 Tumblr. Hell yes, do that.
Yes, I'm giving you a moment to plug yourself here. Wait, to plug your blog here.
To plug myself. Well,
No, we're not going there. I'm liking this video
I
flag.
think we just went there.
Comic Kit, one of my good friends who does the pasta monster things, asks, what if she was one of the 12 incarnations of the Doctor, would I be her companion? Can we have radical times? Do you care if I mention you in pasta monsters? One, I would be her companion because she's awesome and she does the pasta monsters. 2, yes, we would have a radical time. And 3, I would love to show up in pasta monsters.
It's a lot of asses.
Like steam escaping.
Your laugh, Murphy.
Okay, well here's one that's actually kind of fun. Little Miss Rain asks, what's the worst nightmare that you've ever had?
Oh, we don't want to go into this.
Oh, come on, that's fun. Okay, I'll tell this one.
Okay.
One of the worst nightmares that I have ever had, actually, or at least one of the ones that I can always remember the most, and I always freak out until I wake up, it was when I was living in, when I used to live in Japan. There was this little wooded area behind the house that I lived in. And I would always remember, I would come out of the back of the house in my dream, and I would walk up this little path that leads into the wooded area. But the thing about it was I could remember that this wooded area wasn't really the same one from Japan, even though the house and location all seemed the same, because this one would lead up into like this mountainous area. And I would go up this path until I found a playground up there. And the playground, normally when you see a playground, it's painted like red and yellow and all different kinds of stuff. But this one is just a metallic playground, and it's completely painted black. And there would be people around it. I would walk around the playground, and I would try to find where the path goes on the other side of the like leading out of the other side of the playground, and I can't find it. And when I turn around to leave back the path I came in, everybody at the playground is gone. It's just an empty place, and it's just this black playground. So I walk around the perimeter of the place until it starts to get dark. And I keep walking around it, trying to find the path out, and I panic, and I freak out until it gets so dark that I can't see, and then I wake up.
Oh, wow.
That's really weird because there's actually a story or a place. Actually, there's a forest area at the base of Mount Fuji that is haunted because the suicide rate in that place is huge. It's a paranormal crew actually went to investigate because they wanted to see if they could pick anything up. Because there's a lot of college students, there's a lot of just people in general that would go into this wooded area, or it's a forest.
Yeah.
And pretty much off themselves, but it's for many different reasons. I mean, that's just a place to go. And when they went to investigate, they found the show is called Destination Truth, and it's actually a pretty good show. I like it. It's on Sci-Fi. But they went and they actually found kind of a hole that someone dug, and they pulled out fragments of a photo of people that were the students that had killed themselves in that area, and they were just like ripped to pieces. And it was just a really spooky feeling that they were getting when they were there. And eventually they actually had to leave because when they would follow the path, when they would turn around to go back, they can't find their way back. And they almost thought that they lost one of the crew by the end of the episode, but they managed to find him. But it was a really eerie episode. But that nightmare that you're having is exactly what I thought of. I was just like, oh, it's in Japan, the base of Mount Fuji. When you said mountainous area, I was like, oh, this is leading up to that. Why? Oh, God.
That's not freaky.
Creepy as shit. But
That's totally normal.
and then you said playground, and I was like, oh, that's just a little additive there.
Yeah. Wait, what about you guys? Any good nightmares?
I really don't want to talk about it.
I have a nightmare, but it was one of my stories. I actually turned it into a story when I called The Storm on my channel. It's pretty much when I had the nightmare. It was years ago, but this figure would just like it would appear at random moments in my backyard. And in the old house that I lived in before I moved out of state, when I lived here before, was just I didn't really get features from this figure because it was a really eerie green man, pretty much, just kind of really creepy looking. And every time I would blink, he would come closer.
Oh god.
So I would try to keep my eyes open so I wouldn't, but I had to lock eyes with this thing. And eventually, my eyes would sting and I would have to close my eyes and kind of like rub my eyes. And when I would open them, he would be much closer. And he would get so close to where he would be pretty much arm's length away from me, and then I would wake up. And I never understood why. It was just really, really creepy dude, and I was just kind of like, it was just like a really, really deathly fear that I had every time I'd have this nightmare, and it would bother me all day, I couldn't sleep the next night kind of thing. So I added my fear of thunderstorms in with it, and so instead of blinking, whenever the lightning would flash, that's when you would see it, and it would get closer, and that's how I kind of melded that together into this. So the figure would get closer and closer. Now, the murder inside the story at the end, I added that little twist in there, but when I was able to stay in the nightmare long enough to where I could book it, so the creature couldn't reach me, but when I ran, the back door was left open, and that's how the creature got inside. Instead of in the story, when the lightning would flash, he ended up in my house. Never said how he did. But the whole killing of the family, he did. But I decided to twist it in the story to make me sound like a psychopath. It just added a better twist in the end. But that's how I kind of incorporated a fear of thunderstorms that I have with thunder and lightning. What's it called? Astrophobia. With that nightmare that I had. And I haven't actually had that nightmare since, but I still have that fear of thunderstorms when it kind of shows up. So
what was the story called so we can look it up on your channel?
The Storm.
Storm. Okay.
Yay!
Okay. I'm going over a couple of these. I know that one nerd in your class asked if I could do a live version singing the Gypsy Bard, but I don't want to sing unless somebody else wants to sing that.
I'm good, thanks.
I don't know the Gypsy Bar.
You're right with Dev. I would love to hear Murphy sing that song. That would be hilarious.
What song?
The Gypsy Bard from My Little Pony.
Hell no.
Okay.
We all know how I feel about My Little Pony, and
You love it,
and the main reason is I just, well, number one, Cupcake's kind of screwed with me. Just like, okay, here's this frivolous little thing with ponies, and everything's yay, and then you have this gory, gruesome thing. So I'm like, it's just not. It's the whole pony scene is just not me. I'm too old for that crap.
I'm not.
Just to put it lightly, I'm too old for that. But then when I found out that there was this one character who's kind of like a mishmash of everything in this dragon form, and voiced by Q from Star Trek: The Next Generation, I'm in.
I love Discord.
Murphy is
John,
Discord.
Yes. So if there's ever and there's been talks of doing some kind of My Little Pony, this, that, the other thing, and it's all of them that I've heard about always have an instance of Discord being in there, and so like, oh shit, they're just trying to write me into this bullshit.
Yeah. Let's see. Little Miss Rain is being really flattering, saying things. Okay. She did ask when my birthday is. Mine is the same day as Creeps McPoster, which is May 21st. If anybody wants to give out theirs, they can.
September 4th.
December 17th.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Okay.
I'm not a paper.
Yeah. Well, there's actually a national holiday, isn't there, between all of us?
Oh yeah, Murph Day.
Murph Day. And I am not lying. I've actually had people say, "Oh, you're bullshitting us. Yeah, that's not your real thing. It's December 31st."
You're bullshitting us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of awesome, actually.
Well, it was. I could go with my catchphrase and say there's a story into that, but I don't want to take up too much time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we made it through like 7 questions.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
and you said you had 70. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a long way to go.
Yeah. It's my birthday was fantastic up until my 21st birthday. My 21st birthday was my last fantastic birthday. Because after that, every one of your friends, they're under 21, so they're not going out and partying. As soon as you hit 21, you go out for your birthday, of course, and you're 21, so you go out drinking. But after that, having a birthday on New Year's Eve, everyone else is out doing their own thing, and then you're just at home sitting with your putt in your hand watching Godzilla movies until 5 in the morning.
That turned really sad.
I know, but that was seriously. That was actually. I actually look forward to doing that because Godzilla movies. I mean, the old ones in the 1960s with the guy in the rubber suit. I know that comes across really bad. But Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra. The old classics. There's just.
So it's not really out of place here.
Okay, well, next question is, who are your favorite authors? Anybody's got those?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Dr. Seuss.
God.
That's everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Jeff Johns.
Who are my favorites?
I'm gonna throw that out there. Jeff Johns.
There's 2 novels that I've written that I read that I liked. The author's Nina Bangs, and she pretty much she writes supernatural stuff. There was one that it was something to do with vampires and werecats. Has nothing to do with Twilight. Has absolutely nothing to do with Twilight.
In my head, that is Twilight 2.
No, it is
Twilight
more
2 werecats.
Twilight. Way more
Yeah.
man than Twilight.
Nope. In my head, that's Twilight.
It's not even a romance novel.
Nope, it's Twilight.
You're Twilight.
Everybody who's joining us at the moment.
Girls, you're both pretty.
Now the British voice that you're hearing is Creeps McPasta.
He's finally here.
So
What was
flippin'
yours?
sexy.
Jeff Jones.
Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns is a comic book writer.
No, I was going to say that actually sounds like a comic book name because it's like a silly alliteration name, like most comic book superheroes.
Like Lois Lane, Clark Kent.
Yeah, Clark Kent. What's the Flash's real name?
Wally West.
That's in the
Yeah, Wally. It depends because it depends on which Flash you're talking about. Because Barry Allen doesn't have that. Jay Garrick doesn't have it either.
Okay. Point is, there's Willie West because there's a big Willie.
West.
You say Willie West?
Yes.
Disown you.
Are you
Willie.
even?
Okay. We're
And
I
yeah.
want to hear yours because you're old.
Shut up. Okay, this is gonna be a little stereotypical because of what we all do. I have always loved Edgar Allan Poe, and not just for his scary stuff. Some of his more supernatural stuff. The Maelstrom, fantastic.
I love the Maelstrom.
Or Descent into the Mael. Yeah, Descent into the Maelstrom. Yeah. Let's see. Mark Twain.
Oh yeah.
I've always enjoyed his writing, and the most recent one. I mean, I got a slew of authors that I love. Jules Verne. All these classic authors and everything like that. Douglas Adams, and he is the author of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
And if you read all 5 books in the trilogy, yes, 5 books in a trilogy. It's the inside joke of the whole series. It's actually a really good saga. So I would recommend that to anyone.
Very nice.
In
I
seriousness, I'd go with Neil Gaiman.
One that I actually just read, or that I've been reading because I've read it like 3 times since I bought it in January. But if anybody that's listening likes Peter Pan or anything of that sort, I am obsessed with it. And there's a wonderful book out called The Child Thief by Brom, The artwork for it is glorious, and the writing, it's a wonderful book. If you're not horribly offended by vulgarity, it is absolutely wonderful, and I am obsessed with that book right now.
Vulgarity, whoa. Hey, Marbear.
What?
I just bought Peter Pan on DVD on live action and the cartoon.
Oh my god.
Oh, have you gotten the Diamond Edition yet? I need it.
I don't know.
I
It
have
hasn't
the
got a
old-
case.
I have the old one that they released a few years ago, but I really want the Diamond Edition because it's like remastered and stuff, but it's beautiful.
Can I
As
ask,
we
because
descend
we've got
into Disney talk.
7 people here going on tangents. How long is this Q&A going to be?
At the moment, I think we're a little over an hour, and we
how many
are
questions?
maybe 9-10 questions in.
Out of 70.
Next
This is
question.
going to be a really long Q&A.
So okay. We're gonna move on here. Somebody asking. Okay, so this is the Sublime one is asking. They've been sick with bronchitis and a fever for 3 weeks. What's a good treatment for bronchitis? Anybody know?
Smack in the face.
I don't know if that would work.
Well,
What?
there's no harm in trying.
Vinegar.
Actually,
Vinegar?
Vinegar.
Yeah.
Vinegar,
Home-
really?
Home
Well, what's
remedy.
bronchitis for a start? Because to me, that's a dinosaur with a long neck.
Brontosaurus.
That's
Bronchitis and bronchitis.
Bronchitis is it's just it's a throat infection.
Bronchitis is a breathing problem for dinosaurs.
like a,
I get it.
No, actually, one of my like foolproof like remedies that I do anytime I have any kind of like throat pain is a mint green tea because it clears out your sinuses so that crap in the back of your throat goes away. And if you drink it hot with a little bit of lemon juice and some honey in it, it actually helps coat your throat and make you able to talk a little bit better too.
you sound like an
I
alchemist.
agree with that.
Sounds like a
Well,
potion.
I've had laryngitis twice, and that's what one of the things that was wonderful about finding that was that I could actually kind of speak, and it was the greatest thing.
What's with the name of these strange things? Like laryngitis, that sounds like that character from Futurama, the one who has the bone problem.
Oh, jeez.
Bonitis.
No, I've had.
Bonitis.
I've been too familiar with sore throats. I've had strep throat before. Like really bad. I scared the doctor with it. She was wondering why I was still able to breathe. But
Maybe she's
one thing
just
I
didn't
did
like-
before, I mean, I had medication for the first time, but I got it the second time, and that it was too expensive for medication, so I kind of did my own kind of a home thing, which I stuck with Sprite and going between hot and cold. Like you can do orange or you can do lime sherbet ice cream, and it goes down really well. It feels really good, like on the back of your throat. But you can mix that with Sprite and make a float out of it, and that actually helps a lot too.
It just sounds nice.
Green tea Theraflu actually helps even if you're not sick. Like it really does help your throat. Green
yeah, it
tea,
does.
especially because of the tea part of it. But if it being warm helps your throat too. And then ibuprofen and pills and crap like that. But definitely the lime sherbet and Sprite. The bubbles, like the carbonation, tickles your throat, so it actually helps out with that too. So I actually got rid of that in 3 or 4 days in soup. So
That
There
just sounds
you
like a
go.
nice drink.
that's my get well soon remedy for anybody that's
Wait,
sick.
by nice drink, do you mean like whiskey straight?
That'll solve the problem.
Doing things, sure. Drink some whiskey, you'll be great. Walk it off.
I'm not gonna lie. When I'm gonna record, I generally drink a couple of swigs out of the whiskey bottle. One, because it makes it a whole lot easier to record, and two, because it actually does clear out your throat a bit. It burns everything out of the way.
Part of the alcohol
That's why
actually
it
helps
needs
a
to be
lot.
cinnamon whiskey. Cinnamon whiskey will burn the shit out of your throat.
Pain is
It's
your
a-
friend.
I wouldn't
I'm
try it
sorry,
when I'm sick, though.
I came back and heard cinnamon whiskey.
It is so
Nigga, we're recording.
You little shit.
Haruhi Suzumiya asks,
So-
what's your favorite yaoi pairing?
Oh,
What's
jeez.
Oh,
what?
God.
XMC.
What's your
Does it
favorite
have to be like a
yaoi?
candy pairing, or can it be a crack ship?
I'd say it could be a crack ship.
Okay, I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna say my favorite one right now is Eustace Kid and Trafalgar Law from One Piece. I absolutely love
You
this.
said Eustace Kid, and I immediately thought Courage the Cowardly Dog.
That'd be really awkward.
Who does everyone
I hope
ship
that he
Eustace
draws
with?
that. Like, I've never seen. If
Freaky
anybody
Fred and
on this is
Eustace.
an artist, please God, draw Eustace Kid from One Piece as Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog and send it to me. It would make me way happy.
Your wish has been granted.
Long live zombie.
Let's see. This morning I was shaving. Oh, let's see. This is Shiograth 98 asks. So this morning I was shaving. I accidentally shaved one sideburn shorter than the other. Have you ever shaved your sideburns by accident and screwed stuff up? I can say no. Does Jeff the Killer ever screw up shaving, or does he not shave? And does Slenderman grow hair and have to shave it? And are you a zombie?
That would be hilarious if Slenderman had hair. Could you imagine that? Like, just imagine for a minute, like, hippie Slenderman who just hasn't, like, seen a razor in, like, months with just, like, this long flowing hair. I feel like I wouldn't be nearly as terrified of him.
Somebody
Jesus,
saw
imagine,
that.
like,
Slenderman with a mullet.
no, you know how you get stubble on your chin? I imagine he gets that all over. So instead of 5 o'clock shadow, it's just like a 12 o'clock shadow, just all over his face.
It's a bush.
And he becomes, like, a werewolf for a minute.
Yeah.
It's a kind of bush.
Oh,
No,
man.
Slenderman with a mullet.
Just,
Or a rat tail.
I'm just in shock over that question.
Right.
Just
Have
somebody
you never
somebody
tried to
somebody
shave your...
somebody ground that kid for 2 weeks.
For having sideburns.
for shaving
Have
one
you ever,
side?
you ever shaved your sideburn? I'm gonna have to ask this question.
The sad part is if you try to even it out, you'll never be able to even it out because you're always going to get, like, one's going to be shorter than the other all the time, and you're going to keep going and going until there's no more sideburns.
That's when you bust out the ruler.
Okay,
Okay,
problem
2
solved.
centimeters over here, 2 centimeters. Oh, that's 2.5. Shit. Yeah.
You just shave one of them up. That way they're meant to be out of balance.
It's
So you
not the
can't piece it
shaving. The shaving part isn't the part that, I mean, but now I'm thinking about this question as a whole. Now, okay, yeah, I shaved my sideburns incorrectly. Okay, your life must really, really suck if that's your the horrible thing that you did during the day. But
First world problems.
to keep it going and say, yeah, are you a zombie? Well, if he is a zombie, he's really not going to give a shit about shaving.
You never know. There may be some very well-kept zombies out there that really care.
I've never heard of a metrosexual zombie ever.
Then
Yeah.
you have not seen that new zombie rom-com film yet.
No, I don't care.
Warm Bodies.
And now he doesn't want to.
Warm bodies, yeah, no.
That movie was so good. I love
It was actually pretty funny. It was pretty
Love
funny.
that movie.
Okay, everybody. Actually, no, not everybody. Reaper.
See.
If you were to be raped, which one would it be? Jeff the Killer,
Perfect one. Perfect.
Eyeless Jack, or the Pocket?
Wait, what was the first one?
If you had to be raped by one of these, which one would it be? Jeff the Killer, Eyeless Jack, or the Pocket?
Pocket.
You haven't seen the Pocket? That's
I'm going to
actually
have to
like
go with
a
the
pretty
rake on this one.
Hold
You
on.
can't pick the rake. It's one of the three.
Wasn't there?
Well, let me think. I'm gonna immediately rule out Jeff the Killer.
Can't have all three, Nick.
He's got
Sorry.
a knife.
Go to sleep.
Go with Eyeless Jack.
I would have gone to Jeff the Killer.
But he's got a knife.
Yeah, he's also got a dick. I don't see what your point is.
You're not into knife play?
But see,
I love to see
Dangerous.
Eyeless Jack, just because he'll be missing all the time. It'll just be like a penis poking you everywhere till he eventually finds where it goes.
that's what I was thinking. I'm like, he's
Oh,
blind.
He's like the Polish creepypasta. Why are you trying to fuck me in the ear?
Well, if it's Eyeless Jack,
My
then
God, what?
you can run.
He would just be looking for a hole. I could just put my fingers, like, in the shape of a hole and...
Well,
So you just-
you get hand raped then.
Okay, before this goes too far, next question. One
As
time I got
Nick
my
goes
friend
into
with
the
Jeff
demographics
Killer.
of gay sex.
Okay, now I know who the Pocket is. I had to read a little bit of it, but now
Reading it, snuck up behind her, whispered, "Go to sleep." Needless to say, I got punched in the chin, then the boob. Okay.
If you got punched in the chin and the boob at the same time, then your boobs were in a place that your boobs should not have been.
Or they're just really big.
They're
really
really doing
perky.
something right.
Something right out of anime, I swear.
Seeing as you live in Texas, where you've shown that everything is fried, what's your favorite fried food? Mine, I loved the fried butter I got to eat.
Oh my god.
You have to
With you
make me that.
100% on that one.
The fried
Promise you'll
hardtack.
make me that.
I've actually tried it, and it was actually pretty damn good.
See,
I wanna try fried ice cream.
if anyone's ever been to a state fair, then you can just say anything from there. I can't say exactly what my favorite fried food is because there's a lot of them that are just fantastic, but I can tell you what the absolute worst fried food is. It's deep fried beer.
Oh gosh.
Ew.
It was
that even
basically
work?
imagine a pizza roll, like a Totino's pizza roll, but instead of pizza or cheese or anything like that, it's injected with Budweiser.
Oh wow.
It
Dude,
is
that's
the
like
most
drinking a flat beer.
Exactly. It's hot flat beer.
That's
Ew.
nasty.
It is. It's like if Satan were to come on your face. It's horrible.
Oh my god.
That's not something I want to think about, but okay.
Right,
I think
I'm gonna
if I had to
throw
choose a
some
food from
fried
a food that
cheesecake.
I like,
That was a lovely mental image.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
I like turkey legs. That way I can eat it like a barbarian.
Deep
Like
fried
right off the
candy
giant
bar on
turkey
a
leg, just deep
fried candy bar on a stick. Best
Butts.
day
Okay.
ever.
All of
Okay.
the butts.
The next one, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one real quick. They just asked me to say hi to them in the Jeff the Killer voice. Hi, Brittany and Jessica.
You little
Let's. You want to try it again without cracking up?
No. Hi, Brittany and Jessica.
Nope,
can't do that
already did
without
that.
laughing. I
Everybody
don't know
mute
why.
your mic so he can do this.
Okay, hold up.
Okay.
Let's see. So apparently somebody ended up catching a hold of that photo of my face. They're now turned on at the same time as terrified while listening to the videos.
That's wonderful.
That's something. That's nice.
Well, that's not weird at all.
Okay, here's something for everybody. Okay. What shows or show from your childhood could you still watch today and love just as much as
All
They
of
said
them.
that
All
the
of, yeah.
deleted says that their personal choices are Kim Possible and Phil of the Future.
I think an easy
That's-
question is what can't watch, and that's just
Danny
none of them.
Phantom.
Danny Phantom.
No,
Really, you
no.
can't enjoy Danny Phantom?
Oh,
I love
wow,
Danny.
we are definitely gonna have a generation gap with this answer. I can tell you that much.
They're going to be
Okay.
like the clangers. Or
Let me go back as far as I possibly can and see how I can compete with Murphy. Show I watched as a
Ape
kid that I
drawings.
absolutely loved. I think the oldest show that I watched with the oldest history to it was probably the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That was good. Does anybody remember Wacky Racers?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
I love
but
that
that was
show.
not from my. That was like I was already like 11 or 12 when I saw that one, and that was on like
The first
repeat
time I ever saw that
stations.
show was when I lived in Germany, and it was like one of my favorite things ever because I loved what's his name, like Dirk Dastardly's dog.
Yeah. Muttley.
Muttley, yes.
Muttley, yes. he
I'm
was my favorite.
surprised. I'm surprised none of you have actually said, "Hey, you laugh a lot like Muttley when I'm really tickled." I mean, that hissing sound that I
now that you've pointed it,
I know
Okay, wait.
you've all
I got
heard it.
one older. Top Cat. Top Cat was one that I loved when I was a kid, and I actually managed to see a couple of those from the Hanna-Barbera first run.
Oh, I remember that.
Gargoyles.
I
All
think
right.
Oh,
Okay.
Gargoyles was good.
Touchdown.
All right. Let's go back. Okay.
Go on,
Now, probably when you're talking Top Cat, it was probably still on. It was on in syndication by that time. So.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm when I'm talking about these cartoons, I mean they were brand new on the air, and I was in grade school. So, and you don't think, I mean, when you think about them now, it's just like, oh, that really doesn't sound that old, but most of you weren't even born back then. So it's like, oh, geez, oh, God, shut up. No. I actually, when I got my subscription to Netflix, and my son actually, started actually having, he could actually understand what was going on the television. I said, you know what? I loved these as a kid. I'm going to show him, and he's going to love them. And we watched Voltron, the original,
Yes.
and I started watching that, and I'm like, oh my god, this is horrible. I am now traumatized as an adult because I loved this religiously. I would throw my brother down in a ditch to beat him home so that I could watch Voltron. And now I watch it now, and I'm like, oh my, this is, I'm appalled.
Murphy,
Appalled. Yeah, I also got into Generation 1 Transformers. And I still watch that. I mean, it's corny and the animation's horrible, everything like that. But it's just there's something to it. And He-Man.
Power Rangers.
Don't even, no, shut up. And then He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
And I've watched a couple of those episodes, and I'm just like, and all of them that I've watched, all of them.
The original Thundercats.
Oh, no.
The original Thundercats actually did have some issues. Well, okay, so when the Speed Racer movie came out, what is that, 2005?
Mm-hmm.
I watched the movie, and I remember that the movie was exactly like, at least when I was watching the movie, I was like, oh, this was exactly how the series was.
Yes, it was very, very, epileptic.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is my thing. As I remember, is like the whole series was just as action-packed and as exciting as the movie was. And then I went back and watched the series, and I'm like, no, they just made the movie to be exactly like the rose-colored glasses that I wear when I think about Speed Racer.
Yep. So the movie had a seizure problem?
Oh god! In the final scene, everything turned into checkerboard and explosions and flashing lights.
Yeah,
it was insane. They went crazy with the seizure-inducing this.
Yeah, it was quite horrible. Quite horrible.
Let's see. Okay, Anonymous asks, what's the thing between me and Lenny? So you guys who follow me on Tumblr, you've probably seen me and Lenny usually fight and everything.
Yeah.
That actually stems from like one little Tumblr conversation that we had, where he and Humble Little Narrator, I think like I always hit on Humble Little Narrator on Tumblr, and he would hit on her also, and it ended up crossing over that she said that there's going to be a contest. And to see who could win her heart. And that's where the whole fight and everything comes from. Now we constantly fight back and forth. But the contest was a booty contest.
Oh, is that where that picture came from?
That's where the Spider-Man picture came from.
Oh my gosh, I feel like I just
said they're having a booty contest because she suspected that neither of us would do it. And I posted a picture of my booty, and Lenny posted a picture of himself as a pirate with tons of gold behind him.
That's good.
And he won. But I personally believe that I won because I had the better butt.
Yes, you do.
There you go.
Yeah, now you're a meme.
You are a meme now.
Mr. Meme. Moving on.
I'm just in awe of that story. Just like, that's the history of the butt picture.
He's an
Rainbow
R.
Elric.
Take notes, everyone.
Am I excited about hanging out and having fun with her when she visits the States? Rainbow Elric. So she's coming from Creeps territory, coming over to my team,
isn't it?
Yeah.
The Gemma
we're gonna hang out. I'm excited. That'd be fun. You need to come back, Creeps.
Yeah, I think I'll just nip over.
It is going over to the Florida beaches.
Ooh.
Gemma Moonstone's gonna be there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I swear those two are talking about going together, like 2015. They were talking to me about it. I'm like, sounds cool.
Gemma Moonstone's gorgeous, so. Yeah.
All the excite.
Jiffy Flop Magic Banana asks, can you rap? How well can you if you can?
Someone lay down a sick beat. No one?
No.
Sorry, rap.
Sorry.
Everybody here is white with the exception of me, and I can't rap.
Whoa.
Why can't you rap? You really should.
I try.
I want to hear you like legitimately try to rap Gangster's Paradise.
Oh, good.
Or make me talking rap. Remember that?
Crap.
You talking rap is just amazing.
It's so stupid.
You will break him.
I still want you to do a video where you just do nothing but just talk rap like entire songs for like 20 minutes, and it's gonna be my favorite video you'll ever do. That's like for my birthday. I want you to do that video, Creeps.
I will.
Sweet.
Oh boy.
Like, just do like Eminem's entire first album or something. Just do the entire Real Slim Shady album, and I will love you.
He ain't quiet enough for that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to skip over some of these just so I can try to get through as many as I can.
Stop! Quickly!
The Sublime One asks, did you hear about the asshole trying to convince people that Lauren Faust was dead, and how are you going to punish him? I actually didn't hear about that at all, except
You
for
didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh wow, I had heard about it from one of my Tumblr actually. They had posted up a thing about it. I was like, oh wow. And apparently, like, the entire like Brony fandom was like up in arms about it because you can't say that Lauren Faust is dead because it's Lauren Faust. Like, she's so amazing.
It's like saying God's dead in the end of the Bible. Like, nope. They
Nope.
all throw up arms. No, but that Lauren Faust thing. Like, you can't believe anything on Tumblr. Like that Leonardo DiCaprio thing where he chose a guy to die in Django.
Yeah.
And then he started tweeting about it afterwards. Like, I'm dead, lol.
Dude.
I do appreciate that a lot of people
Love
have a really
that.
good
That
sense
was
of humor about like the rumors that get started about them though. That speaks a lot about character, and I love anybody who can laugh at themselves like that, and it just made me really happy to see that guy react that way instead of being like all offended.
That made it funny.
40 Ounces of Freedom asks, what was your first job? Anybody want to say what they did for their very first job ever?
Pizza delivery. Pizza delivery.
Everybody want to say what they did for the first job, not all at the same time.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Blockbusters. Yeah.
Pizza,
Really?
I was a pizza delivery driver for Pizza Hut.
I was actually a cashier at a Fred Meyer grocery store.
I bagged groceries.
I was a cashier for Bill Miller's Barbecue, and if you're not from Texas or the U.S., you probably don't know what that is.
Nope.
I love that place.
I hate that place. It's state.
I think actually, like, my first job was at 16, so it really wasn't that bad. I was a really bouncy, bubbly person, and I always wore pigtails. So everybody's like, oh, she's so cute. And I wore all the really, like, bright, vibrant earrings and bracelets and shit.
Wait, where did you work?
McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
But,
I worked at a McDonald's as my second job.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I was actually forced to get the job, but I got it the first day I applied at. Like, I applied there and got the job the same day.
That
Nice.
was me for Bill Miller's too, actually. It was just the place that I worked at. Bill Miller's is such an awful company with their management that I worked there. I got the job when I was 15, and I worked there for about 5 months. And by the time I quit after 5 months, I was the longest standing team member there besides the manager herself because of how awful she was.
Wow. Sounds like my Robin, except I managed to live through that for a year.
I was 15, and I was also getting ready to be a cheerleader and stuff, so I was just like, nope, never mind.
You guys, I'm going home.
Pretty much, I was like, I've got better things to do, like actually go to my dance classes and get ready for cheerleading.
I would rather be thrown in the air than serve you food.
Moving along.
Next question.
Okay, if you were forced to either have a makeout session with Carcat, or let Gamzee do your makeup, which would you pick?
Makeout session with Carcat, done.
I'm saying with the Carcat, yeah.
Same.
What's a
I don't even know what
Carcat?
you're talking about, and I'm like, same.
Just
I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
a magical story
Yeah, I'm
called Homestuck.
if it's
oh
no,
God.
no, no,
Creeps, let us
no,
tell you about
no. The
Homestuck.
rest of the Q&A is just going to be me saying no for the next hour. No,
Hey, creeps,
no, yeah.
creeps. Your key is out of bullets.
Oh, I'll punch you in the face.
You're gonna have to
Punch
reload
you
it with
in
your
the
Etch
face.
Sketch technology.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, like, I
I'll
imagine,
leave.
like,
I
making out
will
with
turn
Carcat
this
would
call
be, like,
around.
really weird. Cause, like, he'd be like, you'd be like, I don't know, biting at his neck, and he'd just be sitting there, like, muttering just all sorts of really awkward, like, vulgarities under his breath, and it'd just be hilarious, I think.
Well, see, I loved the one Valentine that was of Carcat, because all of them had, like, these really sexual innuendos for, like, John and, you know, all the other trolls and everything. And Carcat's Valentine was just, you're okay, I guess.
Yeah, I like that. That was great.
Oh, shit. Why does that sound adorable?
Great.
Let's see. Do you like mayo? I think it's nasty and it reminds me of puss.
Oh, it's nice. Tuna mayo.
Puss? You mean pus?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
That one.
Ooh,
Like, it reminds me of that.
See, I like mayo because I hate Miracle Whip.
I'm the exact opposite. I like Miracle Whip because it's sweeter.
I can't stand it.
mayo's the best thing ever.
Well, I can't.
Honestly, I can pour it directly into my mouth.
I can't.
Ah, now that's just too much.
I know, I
Jesus
wouldn't-
Christ.
I can't
That-
eat large amounts of mayo or Miracle Whip because there's raw eggs in it, and I'm allergic to egg whites. So if I eat a pretty good amount of it, I get really itchy all over the place, and it sucks.
Crabs.
Yeah. So guess you know.
you agreed first. You were like, yeah.
Oh, were
Yeah,
you okay
I
after I
just-
made you breakfast the other day then?
Huh?
Were you okay after I made you breakfast the other day? Because I didn't even know, and there were eggs in the French toast.
Yeah, that was fine. It's like if I were to eat like a whole plate of scrambled eggs, for example.
Oh, okay, yeah, there wasn't that much in there. All right, cool. I got worried for a second, like, oh no, did I hurt Rainbow?
No, if it was bad, I would have told you ahead of time.
If
Okay.
I challenge you to an egg eating competition, I know I'll win.
There's an automatic forfeit, you bastard.
Yes.
What's your current main motivation to keep making videos, even through tough criticism and whatnot?
Because you're a badass.
The honeys.
The same.
No.
The bitches and hoes.
Yeah.
Because for every harsh criticism, there's usually like 15 compliments.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the majority of people are nice. It's just hard to see that sometimes when somebody's being a major asshole.
I've seen that.
The only really weird comments that I've gotten is just people that don't know the difference between their ass and a hole in the ground. Like now everyone knows that I'm from Well Hay Productions, and I normally shorten it to WHP. Well, I released a video not too long ago. It was a WHP to SCP. I'm going to be doing some SCP stuff later on, and then one of the recent comments was just like, "What does WHP stand for?" Well Hay. The way I can't even remember what he thought it stood for. But I just replied and said, "You're trolling me, right? It's my username on YouTube. It's the text in the actual video. I'm just really? Come on, you're fucking with me, right? Okay, I get it.
Baffling.
Yeah, there was one pasta where that I did that people I wasn't getting negative views or anything from it, but there was one guy that was just like, "Oh, so this is proof that girls are horrible at commentary."
Ah.
I was like, "Thanks." I was like, "You can go eat dicks."
Jesus.
I did get one. Well, you go first, yeah.
I was gonna say, have you seen Scarecrow's Facebook today? She got an anon ask saying she's faking her British accent for views or something like that, and I'm like, oh,
Wow.
poor Scarecrow.
It's just people just do that just to piss people off. I'm like,
Oh my god.
I did get one comment that wasn't an insult to me. It was an insult to another narrator that we all know and love. And it was to the video that had a Slender Victory featuring my son. And the comment is actually by CMTSK8er. I'm not even going to pretend what that means. It said, "Murphy Jr. is so cute. Way nicer than Junior."
Oh. Oh.
Rude.
And I told him that earlier today, and I said, "I hate that person, and I hate that comment." And I'm like, why am I not surprised you hate? It was, it was just like, dude, really?
That is wow.
Yeah.
Onsen Abigail.
Something Abigail. Oh yeah, that's gonna be coming up, but that's something completely different.
Fair enough. Okay, hang on. Let me pull up. The next one is okay. Skull Eater 12 asks, "Do you have a job?" If anybody actually wants to bring up what their job is.
Yes, I have a job.
Yeah, I have a job too.
I have a job.
That's all he's asking.
Yeah. Pete and Repeat were sitting on a boat. Pete fell off. Who was left?
Repeat.
Pete and Repeat were
Pete-
sitting
Pete
in
were
a
sitting on
boat.
a
Pete
boat.
fell off.
Pete
Who was
was
left?
left.
Repeat.
Pete and Repeat.
Pete and
were in
Repeat
a
were
boat.
sitting on a boat.
Oh my god, I can't believe it took you that long to catch on.
Everybody that wants us to
playing
have our
along.
own radio show, please write your local radio station. Line of Horizon 74 asks, do or did you ever think you were going insane?
Yes.
That's a
Yeah.
trick question. 'cause
Whoa,
if
whoa,
you
whoa!
think
That's
you're
a
going
trick
insane,
question.
then
We're
Yeah, well, if you wouldn't really be. That's the question, isn't it? Like, do people who are insane actually know that they're insane?
No,
We
that's
If you
just
feel like
what
you're going
annoys me.
insane, then
we
That's
never.
what annoys me.
Complicated.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm insane," blah blah blah, and that automatically makes you not insane, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
'cause we're all insane, but with my philosophy on this is we're all insane. It's just a matter of degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
Valid.
like, I wonder if the question's actually, like, have you ever realized that you are mentally unstable?
Yeah.
Like,
What
in
do I-
reality, not just like, oh, I'm insane kind of thing. It's just like,
I realize you
there
have
been-
like an
have you
insanity
really thought-
quality, I guess.
What do I care? I'm a helicopter.
You see, I wonder sometimes if it's just me, but anytime Creeps
Yeah,
says something,
It is just you.
Always.
it's either mind blowing or mind numbingly stupid.
Oh,
that's not nice.
No,
That's
what you
not.
have to do is speak, though. The British accent just makes everything better.
It makes everything
I
adorable.
get some odd
Exactly.
comments saying they don't listen to my stories; they just listen to me talking. I'm like, but why do you what?
you
What?
have
I want-
such a beautiful voice.
You should
I
prove them
listen-
wrong by just reading the dictionary.
Yes,
should.
or read. You know when they say, "Oh, I'd listen to you read the contents of a cereal box." One day I want to do it.
You know what you should do? You should read the American Declaration of Independence.
You should.
Why?
That's not a contradiction.
And like Nicolas Cage needs to be your background picture.
yeah, spinning
For that
slowly.
video.
Okay. Did you like Freddy vs. Jason? I know it's one of those films people have mixed feelings about, though, and I personally liked it. Personally, I liked it too. I liked Freddy vs. Jason. A lot of the action and shit that I have in Jeff vs. Jane, I wrote because of the way that I remember Freddy vs. Jason going. I thought that it was bad and cheesy, but it was intended to be bad and cheesy because it was a Freddy and a Jason film.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Nope, I've never seen
I
a
was-
Freddy
I
or
was-
Jason movie.
Like
Never
I said
really-
earlier,
Yeah.
I don't exist during daylight.
What's
Okay
daylight?
then.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
I've never really been big into Freddy or Jason. Now Mike Myers, on the other hand, has some creepy ass shit. Now I'm talking about the old stuff with Jamie Lee Curtis, not the new Rob Zombie stuff.
Oh,
So when
yeah.
you said Mike Myers, I think of Shrek.
I know everyone does. Everyone does.
Next
Next
question.
question?
Okay. No. Well, okay. Okay, who would win in a creepypasta Hunger Games? Slendy, Jeff, The Rake, etc. Also, I'm making some fan art review, and I hope that you like it, and please use it in one of your videos. Thank you. Connor J. Anarchy.
One
Oh.
of Jacob and Marie's drawings.
That would be
No.
interesting.
No, it would be
See, no one
Slenderman's
would
home,
No one
like
would-
Slenderman's home turf. That is. You'd have the advantage, surely.
I just put
Does Slenderman
that in there just to.
like, just out of curiosity, like, would Slenderman even really like have a worry about like trying to forage for food or anything? Like, does he eat?
Yeah, and
Eats
that's
children, maybe.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Who knows?
Yeah.
He might run on batteries for all we know. 2 double A's up his butt.
Two double A's.
the only reason I put
Back to
the
Nick's point about me.
the only reason I put the sketch in there is it's just an interesting addition of what if.
What if
Magical
he was
water.
a machine?
Yeah.
I'd
What
do
if he-
one big implosion.
What if he was phone?
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
What if?
The world may never know.
Moving
Guys,
on.
I gotta wake up in 5 hours.
So do
Okay.
I.
So the question is, what exactly is Homestuck?
What is Homestuck?
Well,
It's a
That's a loaded
travesty.
question.
okay, I'm not going to answer that one because we don't have another 18 hours.
No, we don't.
Peeps has got to be up in 5 hours. She's going in for the kill, asks. That's not a question.
Let me love you. No.
Here's
The Anonymous
Here's
says,
the
let's see,
picture of
MCP,
me
I really like your
naked.
butt. Oh. Are you a nostalgia critic? Are you an internet critic fan? Oh, gotcha. If not, Doug, who's your favorite? Internet critics? I haven't seen a lot of critics. I would say the only real critic I even watch is like Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation.
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah.
Is that the same guy who does your grammar bad? Your grammar sucks? Or is
I
that a
don't know who
completely
that
different? There's a guy on YouTube, and I'm gonna look him up so I can actually give him a plug. But he's got his own channel and everything like that. But he just reads all these different YouTube comments and reads them as is.
Oh,
And there
yes.
are.
I know this.
Oh, I've seen that. Okay, yeah, I know you've seen that. Yeah.
Because Jack's Films. That's who it is. Jack's Films. Your grammar sucks, and it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I cry myself to sleep every time I watch him because I'm laughing so hard. That and the fact that I'm laughing so hard that my wife has actually been punching me in the face the entire time to shut me up.
Oh.
We love each other very, very much.
Right, love in your fists.
No, I kid. I love my wife very, very much. Because
Okay.
she's going to hear this.
Oh, everyone group
I'm
all.
skimming through a lot of this. But here's one for Creeps.
Oh.
How has Creeps McPasta not seen Supernatural, Doctor Who, or Sherlock? When he comes to visit, please tie him down and make him watch all of them.
I also haven't seen. Hang on, let's go through what I haven't seen. I haven't seen Casablanca. I don't think I may have seen the Ghostbusters. I
you
haven't
may
seen
have seen-
any of the Jason movies, any of the Freddy movies, any of the Mike Myers, any of the Halloweens, any of the Texas Chainsaw Massacres.
Get out.
What else is a series? What's a
Okay,
popular series?
Okay, when WoW Momo and Steam Strike are going on to their spring break, you are getting tied down and you're watching all of this shit.
Yeah.
There's a few that I haven't seen either, so I think this is going to turn into a marathon.
yes, it is.
I like
Yeah,
it.
it would be like Clockwork Orange. My eyes are pried open by coat hangers and eye drops, like, regularly put in.
I'm just gonna
That'd be-
silently, like, writhe in artistic pain. Like,
Why?
while I'm in basic training, just knowing you haven't seen these movies.
Why is it because Creeps is becoming a photographer now?
I am an
my
amazing photographer.
No.
No, I got my little purple camera and everything.
No.
Guys, I have a
Nope,
photography page if you all want to go like
no.
it. It's
All of
Creeps
my
with
no.
Photography.
This is
All
this is
of
the thing is
no.
why we need to have our own radio show or radio podcast is because now this is an inside joke and nobody else who's listening is gonna get it.
It's true.
Good.
I stopped
Okay.
paying attention 20 minutes ago.
Let's see, Mistrix asks Scream for me. Perfect. Pie Loves Death asks, hey, could you possibly voice in a series I'm contemplating? That's not a question. Anonymous asks, firstly, I love your work, MCP. It's SOB awesome and very inspiring to people of the Creepypasta fan base. Thank you. My question is, what do you imagine Jeff and Jane's child to act like and look like as a baby and a teenager?
Demon Hellspawn?
Hellspawn?
A
My
murderer.
How about they give birth to
What was the question again?
What would Jeff and Jane's baby act and look like as a child and a teenager?
Well, you know,
Has anyone ever seen The Omen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damien.
Yeah.
No, he'll be Hellboy.
well,
I'm
okay.
the only
no,
one
no,
who
no.
said
In
no.
Hellboy's a good guy.
In my continuity for Jeff versus Jane, that actually does make sense, seeing as both of them are packed with demons. So that's not a bad. I like that. That's not bad.
Which one, the Omen or Hellboy?
The Omen idea.
Oh, okay. So I was like,
I can see
Hellboy.
that being
I was like, no.
Hellboy. Jesus Christ.
Hellboy's a good guy. I mean,
That's
it's
the
just
twist about it, though.
that his parents were so evil that he wanted to make amends for their sins.
Sure.
Hey, it's like
Kind of
math.
creepy
Two negatives
about
make
it.
a positive.
Okay, Anonymous asks,
There
who's
you
your
go.
favorite British guy coming to America? Gemma Moonstone, man.
Eric Clapton.
Oh,
You broke him.
Pasta asks, that guy before totally wasn't me.
That's just how I'm going.
Aw.
Totally read
He's
creepypastas.
done.
You definitely have the voice for it.
Go through my asks.
Anonymous asks, are you a Dexter's Lab fan? If so, have you seen the episode Rude Removal, an extremely rare episode that only available online due to the amount of swearing in it? If you haven't seen it, it's on Vimeo. I am, and I have. What about you guys?
I actually saw it
I love
a few weeks
Dexter's
ago.
Lab.
What now?
Dexter's Lab.
No, I've watched that show. I did not know that there was a missing episode.
Yeah, the
Neither.
missing episode is only online. It's the episode that they did when they found out they were being canceled. And it's a really awesome episode where, like, Dexter basically makes this machine that separates, like, the rude part of them from, like, themselves. So they make, like, little doppelgangers, and they're a couple of little shits, really.
Mm.
I want to see this.
It's
I've
so
seen
good. I'll
the,
try to find the video for it and send it to you, Rainbow.
What?
Yeah, I've seen those like missing episodes of Ren and Stimpy, like the banned ones, which is like women are topless on the beach, and the other one where
Yeah.
I think one of them, what's the big red one called? Because he gets pregnant, and the other one
Stimpy?
becomes
Big red dog?
yeah. Stimpy gets pregnant, and Ren becomes like an abusive spouse, like throwing beer bottles. Wears a white beater.
Remember
It's
that,
really
yeah.
bad. It's so bad.
Okay, has reading creepypastas desensitized you? For me, actually a little bit, yeah.
Me, yes.
Out of
100%.
the beer back.
It hasn't made me desensitized. It has made me a little bit more critical. Like I said earlier on, that it's becoming increasingly difficult for me to find something that actually freaks me out.
Yeah, that's desensitized. Desensitized.
So yeah, I guess if that is the dictionary definition of desensitized, then okay, yes, I would agree so.
I don't get freaked out by many things like I used to. Like kind of a gory like thing. That's actually mainly because of your Tumblr and CP. But
You're welcome.
there's still some things that freak me out, but like
The Jeff Screamer.
for example, like I've gotten over my fear of some things. Let's see, like clowns. I didn't really get over my fear of them, but after watching it for the second time in my life, that movie's so stupid.
Oh, come on. No,
It's-
it wasn't. No, it
I'm willing
wasn't.
to watch it now. I'm willing to watch it without freaking out. I did have freak out moments because I didn't like the sharp teeth, but
Why do people hate clowns? They're nice.
when I
You
saw
have-
it, I was really young, and that's what scared me.
Clowns are nice. They have
It's a
limbs.
combination of Stephen King's It and Poltergeist.
It was weird.
Wait, Poltergeist? When was the clown?
At the very end, when they think they get Carol Ann back, and then they all go to bed, and then the little boy goes to bed, and he sees that clown plush whatever sitting on a chair across the room, and then he wants to throw the jacket over it and misses. Well, then he just goes back to sleep, and he hears some jingle jingle, and then he sits back up, and the clown's not sitting there anymore.
Oh.
So then he goes over and he checks under one side of his bed. He pulls up the covers. There's nothing under there. And then he gets up and he goes to the other side of the bed, leans over, pulls the covers up real quick. There's nothing under there. And he sits back up and there's the clown. He strangles him.
Oh.
Well, he doesn't kill him, but he wraps his arms around him and everything like that. And he's got this real hideous, evil laugh. And
I need to watch that movie again because that was a very good movie.
Yeah, it
It's
was.
regarded as a classic. That and White Noise were like associated together, I believe, as like two good-ish ones.
Let's see. Where did you get your sound effects from? That's everybody. I know the great Miyuji makes the music, but what about the screams and rain, for example? Miyuji always does a majority of the music that I use, with the exception of some orchestrated pieces, but my sound effects come from two places. freesound.org and Sound Dogs.
Yep.
How about you guys?
Sound Dogs, sounddogs.com. I think I've only used one of Muji's things, mainly because everyone else uses Muji, and I just want to be the oddball. And then all of my music comes from Incompetech.
Nice. That's not bad.
That's where music I get from. In the very beginning when I started was Incompetech, and then I was introduced to Mio, and that's where I get a lot. Like the majority of my stuff now is Mew. I just started putting in sound effects wherever you get yours, MCP. That's pretty much where mine originated. That or like if it's like giggling or laughing, I do that myself.
I'm back.
Screaming, not so much. I can't scream myself, but I can. The laughing and the giggling, I do that on my own.
Hee hee.
I'm gonna duck out. I need to get in bed.
Okay, fair enough.
Have fun with the rest of this.
Thank
See
you.
you, man.
Good night.
Wait, who's going? Bye. Whoever's going.
Evil Black Bunny is out. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to draw this to a close. But there's one thing I'm gonna go ahead and private message you this one over to you, Creeps, real quick.
Okay.
Let's see. Will you ever actually show your face on something outside of your personal Facebook? That I heard you started being more careful about that too. If so, where and why? Me personally, if I can avoid showing my face, then I will. There's not really a way that I can be able to show off my face. Even in March 23rd, in San Antonio, Texas, I'm going to be doing a panel at MizumiCon, just a creepypasta reading panel. But I have a mask to be able to wear to hide my face there too. So I mean, if you want to see me read live, you can come to the panel and listen to me read. I'll be there with Miss Shadow Lovely, but again, I'm still not showing my face. If I can avoid it, I'm gonna try to avoid showing it.
I'm gonna ask if you needed help with that.
What you dress someone up as you, and you pretend he's you the whole con, and then the lights turn off. He's dead when the lights turn back on, and you're just standing there in the MCP outfit like, that was a poser. And you walk off.
That would have been a fantastic idea if you did not say it, and then now everyone that listens to this video has got an idea.
No, because that's a twist. That's a twist. What we don't tell him is afterwards then, lights go off again, other MCP's dead, and is another one is like, that was actually a poser because they're onto it because of the Q&A.
Still, we're running into the same problem where,
Okay,
where
here's what.
Congress has just told us the covert plan to assassinate Saddam Hussein. They have publicly let us know that there's a covert operation. Yeah. Awesome.
Wait. Okay, this one right here is interesting. Last two questions before I make your ask video. Ever watch Jackie Chan Adventures? Did I like it? Yes. I actually liked it. But the second one is the best part. What's your favorite heroine from a nostalgic TV show, looking back, that you now realize is hot?
Okay. No, specific?
Like, no. It's just from a nostalgic television show.
Okay.
You now realize is hot, and they gave the example Sam, Clover, and Alex from Totally Spies, which personally I'll agree there because I loved Clover from Totally Spies. But nostalgic TV show would be something older than that. So.
Well, if we're gonna go animated, I will never fall out of love with the Major. The Major from Ghost in the Shell.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
You know what? I'll give you that one then. If we're going into anime, Faye Valentine from
I like Faye for her spunkiness, but she shows way too much of herself in all the episodes. So it's like, well, there's nothing left to the imagination.
Well, okay. When I absolutely fell in love with her was in the very last episode where she asks Spike to stay, and she pulls out her gun and just starts firing it into the air to try to scare him to stay. And she was just crying, and I was like, no, go back.
Yeah.
Why are you leaving?
If I had to choose, I think I'd probably choose Trunks from DBZ.
Oh god.
You just named Marbear's love.
Oh, I love him.
He's been my favorite. Still is.
He's always been my favorite because I saw DBZ when I was like 13, and like the second he popped on the screen, I was like, oh my freaking lord.
Me too. I'm like, dude, purple hair. You are now my favorite.
Yeah, okay, wait. for Rainbow and Marbear, what did you think about Trunks from Dragon Ball GT?
I never watched GT. I only watched 6 and then I stopped.
I got really mad because in DBZ they you see Future Trunks and he's just amazing and epic and just wonderful, and then you get to GT and his entire body shape is completely different and he's a different person, and I'm like, that takes away everything that was cool about Future Trunks in the first place.
No,
And
the episode.
why it wouldn't be the same because it's different storylines, but still I was kind of like,
The episode in the Cell Saga when Trunks got killed. When Cell blew up, killed him. I was like, I almost pulled my hair out. I was like, why? I wanted to stop watching it altogether. But no,
I feel like DBZ was
Hang on, no.
and girls because Young Gohan was another one for me. I love Young Gohan. Teenage Gohan was amazing, and then he grew up, and I couldn't anymore because suddenly
because he turned into that goofy city superhero kind of thing.
Okay, no, the Great Saiyaman.
No, don't you ever talk bad about the Great
I'm not talking
Saiyaman.
bad about it. I just thought it was weird.
You said he was goofy.
Amazing.
It was
amazing.
I loved, it was not sexy by any means, but I thought it was probably one of the most hilarious things ever.
You take that back.
No, I thought Gohan was all kinds of badass when he was younger. Because of when Android 16 got killed.
And he have just a separate video just talking about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, we honestly could.
We really should make a video
about shows.
Okay, here I have one last question that I'm going to do on here, and I want to go ahead and take this one because I noticed it when I first opened up the box, and I wanted to be able to respond to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Which was the question is, what's your opinion on Superman basically being a half-zombie political tool punk-ass bitch in The Dark Knight Returns? You know what? The point of him being that was that the Batman needed to be able to show off that he was being badass. The entire reason The Dark Knight Returns was made was because it was supposed to return Batman to being the Dark Knight. At any issue between Batman being a detective having a gun on his belt to The Dark Knight Returns had been Batman being Gotham's #1 citizen wearing all blue or sometimes pink in a slightly homoerotic relationship with Dick Grayson. In The Dark Knight Returns, that's where he said, I'm gonna become a badass in my old age and return to being the Dark Knight. So he needed to do something that he was never able to do before. So he took down Superman. And he can't just take down Superman as in Superman the Beacon of Hope. He took down Superman as in the beacon of political structure and total conservative, everything needs to be a certain way kind of thing to make him a total badass. So that Superman is not the Superman that I have all over my Tumblr page. I have the cool Superman on my Tumblr page, not zombie Superman from the thingy. You're welcome.
I have no idea what you just said, but it was interesting. Thank you.
Yeah. I could have an entire lecture. In fact, I wrote up an entire lecture over the history of comic books from the Golden Age to the Modern Age.
Supermanology.
Why does that not surprise me?
Topic for the next video.
When you think about comic books in their own, I mean, it's its own mythology. I mean, with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the whole Justice League, and then you got your whole different flip of the coin with everything Marvel. So I mean, there's got to be at least there should be textbooks on this.
Well, put it this way: back in loads of many years ago, the Greeks talked about all their ancient gods and their favorite ones and which one's stronger. That's modern day comic books.
Wait, say again?
The Greek gods back then, how people pick their favorite, and then they talk about how their one's better than the other ones. That's like their comic books back in their days. Talk about which one's better.
Fair enough. I'll give you that. You mean in the same sense that in our Minecraft server, my gods are better than your gods?
No. Imagine mine's all the good ones, and your one's all the side rejecty Calendar Man ones.
Oh, so what you're saying is that mine are modern day Superman and yours is Superman from The Dark Knight Returns.
No, mine's the Batman from The Dark Knight Returns.
Okay. So
I can summon fire! Leave me
the
alone.
old man that requires a whole lot of gear to become good. I got you. No, that makes sense.
I kick your butt.
This is about to get turned into a really interesting nerdy cat fight, isn't it?
No,
By
no, we
nerdy,
need to
you
actually
mean I'm
record
gonna
a
win.
fight.
Yeah,
Fight,
that's what it's gonna.
Minecraft.
fight.
Okay, I'll do that. You
No,
think
no.
you think I won't do that? But that's gonna be okay. That's all the Tumblr questions that I think we have time for within this 2-hour recording.
Yeah.
of
Oh my
Tumblr questions.
god.
So I'm sorry if I didn't get to your questions. I'm probably gonna have to put a cap on the questions in the coming months because a lot of these come pouring in, and it's just not gonna have a lot of time for them. But thanks everybody that did send me questions. I'm sorry if I didn't manage to get to them, but I have all these nice people here who also were here to answer questions with me and try to entertain everybody.
Ask us questions too.
Can I say something?
Ask us questions.
Can I say something?
No. Yes, say something.
No, I did this in my Q&A. If you've made it to this part in the video, comment cheese. It's awesome because then you get loads of comments saying cheese and you forget why and then you think someone's trolling you and then you realise, oh yeah. But the point is, now you know if someone's made it to the end of the video.
Oh, it's true.
Ah. So if you go on my
Comment
first Q&A,
cheese.
there's loads of comments on my first Q&A saying bacon. And at first I thought, someone's trolling me, what the hell? Then I remembered what I did.
Okay, so what you're saying? Okay, if you made it this far, post cheese. Gotcha. Okay,
White cheese. Can it be some
why not?
Why not?
Well, my one was bacon, so this one's cheese.
Yeah.
And together
Next
they
one-
make a nice snack.
Next one will be eggs, and then we'll have a nice, good.
No, can't. Rainbow's allergic to them.
Don't care.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At least the British one considered me.
just throwing that out there. Don't care.
Okay.
Okay, well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Night.
Nah.